Hello there, guys. Oh, did you like the little spin I did? Yeah, it's a little bit of something I like to call editing. Learn to do it, man. I'm a great editor, best editor of all time. Okay, anyway, what am I talking about? Oh yeah, it's me, Jackal, back here again, full of myself already. And today we have something very intriguing, a very new idea that I am excited to see what I can do. Well, you read the title, you know what's going on here. We are going to be trying to make the worst possible civilization in WorldBox history. But the only catch is I can't actually destroy them, or they can't die on their own, because that wouldn't even be a civilization at that point. But I know what you guys are thinking. But Jackal, you already make the worst civilizations in the game. To that I have to say, screw you, man. Why do you have to say that? That's just rude. Why would you think that, man? Like, come on. But also, I am going out of my way to make a terrible civilization. I'm talking child labor, terrible biomes, death, the plague, anything that makes their life as miserable as possible, but they still survive. Kind of just sounds like hell. Okay, new title, WorldBox, but I make hell. That's what we're doing. Anyway, let's get right into it. We have a nice little map right here. I'm noticing this map kind of looks like bear with me here. It kind of looks like two crabs like hugging and waving in the air, like about a high five. You see this? There's like a crab on this side, here's his claw, and then here's the other crab, and here's his other claw. It seems like his hand's a bit amputated though, so that's not good. Oh look, here's his leg too. Okay, I'm getting carried away. Let us make the civilization. And the first thing I say we need to do is, well, I said we're making hell, so how about we just spawn in hell? And we'll just ruin the middle of this biome right here. The world has to be ugly too. And that seems like enough hell, more than we'll need, because I doubt these people will get more than like 9 by 9 tiles combined. But we will spawn in some humans. How about 100 of them? That seems like more than enough. Now I doubt any of these people will live to actually have kids, but if they do, that's amazing. Okay, so luckily in their subspecies, they do have the infernal adaptation, which is going to be useful because if they don't have this, they will just literally die. They're still going to live in hell, but they're adapted to hell, so I mean, I guess that's good enough. So, first things first, I say we just get rid of their subspecies. We absolutely just delete it. I could limit their population, but let's be real, they're never getting more than like 100 or 500 people. Like, we don't even need to do that. I guess first, we should probably make them psychotic. And we could make them cautious, but that would be pretty good. So how about we make them inquisitive instead? Curiosity did kill the cat, as you can see right there on the bottom. And let's just give them slow boaters too, because why the heck not? Stomach? How about a super stomach? I don't know if that just gives them a bigger stomach or they need to eat more. Oh wait, okay, well even if they do need to eat more, we can confirm that right there. They already have bad genes. I'm pretty sure the WorldBox knew what I was trying to do with this video. I'm gonna give them bioluminescence, which might sound weird, but like if they generate light like at nighttime, they're gonna be like an obvious target for all the predators out there. So I think this is actually a really good move. I'm gonna give them cold resistance. Even though that might seem like a buff, I'm just giving it to them because they're living in hell itself. So like this will be useless to them, so they're just gonna be really pissed at me. Skip over that one. We'll give them hydrophobia too, where if they touch water, they pretty much die. At least on this one, they probably won't have to worry about water ever. And just for the heck of it, I'm going to give them long lifespan. Now, this also might seem like one that's very beneficial because they get to live longer, but then you're going to realize that they have to live longer in this mess right here. So I think I'm still torturing them. Jeez. Well, I don't even know. What did these guys do to me? What did Lizone right here ever do to me? Doesn't matter. She's going to get murdered soon. Okay, so let's look at their diet now. What do they need to eat? Omnivore, plants and animals? No. How about dirt? Eat dirt. I'm just gonna pick the stuff that I would want to eat least, even though that might actually make them pretty good, but I'm just gonna be like, I wouldn't want to eat dirt. I probably wouldn't want to eat wood either. And make them have to eat rocks. Ooh, insects, that'd be gross, ew. Drinking the blood of others, yeah, sure. And to finish it off, let's just throw in some cannibalism, because why not? So even though they actually have a lot of sources of food, this is terrible. I would not want to have this diet. Like, hey dude, what'd you have for dinner last night? Oh, I just had some dirt with some logs and a human hand, and I washed it all down with some human blood. How about you? What'd you have for dinner? And just for the heck of it, let's make them turn into a chicken when they die, because, you know, whatever. I'm also gonna turn on this gem production thing, where it says it processes food into precious gems. Once again, that sounds pretty beneficial, but imagine trying to pass that. Like, this is literally just kidney stone right here. Like, this is a giant kidney stone. Like, this is gonna cause them serious pain. Sure, they might get a little rich off of it, but I wouldn't say it's worth it. Oh, chaos. This is the one I'm looking for. Yeah, aggressive. Yeah, annoying fireworks. Imagine your neighbor just dies and then his house lights up in flames. Explodes violently when slain in combat. See, this is one of those I don't want to add because it might just ruin the subspecies, but I mean, this isn't a challenge we're gonna win. This is a challenge that I could fail, so why not? When babies are produced, there's a chance to start a fire. Yeah, why not? Unstable genome? Let's just add that too. Now, unfortunately, this could actually make them good, but hopefully not. Hopefully it just like makes them terrible, awful, like want to die. I would love to mark them for death by the Grim Reaper. I really would, but that's just, that would just kill them. Talents? No, you guys get nothing. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give them the gift of water because they're hydrophobic. This is just cruel. This is awful. Sleep cycle, I guess I'll keep it how it is. Reproduction, I'll keep it how it is too. I'm gonna make instant gestation though, just because we do want the civilization to survive. And I'm also gonna make them like light blue in color, like this. Oh my god, that's so ugly. For two reasons. First, because it's really ugly, as you can see right here. And also, they're living in hell, like hell itself. Any predators in here, they are going to stick out like a sore thumb. And that's all it for the subspecies editor. Let's slow down time here and do a quick little unpause. Watch them all spread out. Yeah. Like, oh my. And challenge over. Congratulations, I just lost the challenge. Oh my god. That was the quickest challenge of all time. Now you may be wondering, why am I not ending the video? Yeah, that's not counting. We're going back and we're turning off that one setting where they all turn into a black hole when they die. I knew I shouldn't have done that. Oh wow, we're back. What happened? Nothing must have happened. It was all a dream. Wake up, you're dreaming. What just happened? I don't know. Nothing that bothers me. And let's click unpause here and watch all of our little guys spread out. Ooh, look at that. Well, they seem to be happy. That's not gonna fly. Yeah, we can't have that. So let us go back into their subspecies and make them even worse. So let's go into the birth editor here and just, this is what everyone's gonna be born with. Stupid, psychopath, paranoid, flesh eater, unlucky, clumsy, slow, weak. We'll give them fertile though. Oh my god, this one's bad. I'm gonna give them poisonous because remember, they're cannibals, so if they eat each other, they're gonna get poisoned and die. Oh, that's bad. Ugly, because why not? We're gonna give them bombermen so they just try to blow up all their hard work. And a pyromaniac, because why not? They want to burn everything. And I think that's good. You may have noticed I didn't give them every single negative trait, like I gave them normal health. Once again, this is just so they live on. We're preserving them so we can continue torturing them. And by the way, yes, I know birth editor does not affect the current ones right here. But luckily, we have a little thing called the Omega Rain, where we are going to put those same traits upon all of these people and watch them suffer. And that was so funny right there. Look in the top left. The king of the kingdom is dead. And then we just see the fireworks go off. Man, I love this already. They're down to 99. Please, guys, have kids quick. Do something. Preserve the species. They're being suspiciously normal right now. Let me get them some trees just so they can actually build some stuff. I'm also gonna build a tiny little lake seeping down because, like I said, these guys, yeah, they're not meant to swim. Why are the fireworks going off? It's like the 4th of July over here. Come on, guys. I have some more things I want to do to them, but we might need to just wait like maybe like 100 years to see if they're still alive. Because you can't rush perfection, or in our case, you can't rush the opposite of perfection, the worstism. I don't know what the word is. It'll be on screen. What's the opposite of perfection? However, I do want to play around with their genome real quick. Okay, this is the last thing we do before we sim 100 years. And when we sim 100 years, we're going to go into like their culture, their language, their family, all of that, and make it terrible. I'm talking the worst thing you've ever seen. So not only are the people going to be physically and mentally and literally terrible and horrific and disfigured and awful, but so will their morals. So let me go into the genetics and just see what I can scrounge up. Okay, so once again, here we are. You might have noticed in the past when there was a lot of like yellow and good colors, and now it's just purple of doom and harmful genes, and I'm glad the description of this clears up what it means. But basically, I changed any and every trait that helped out the civilization and just replaced it with either lifespan, offspring, or birth rate. This, once again, is just so their misery is perpetuated forever. Some things like health and a few things like speed do have to remain, otherwise the subspecies will literally be like unable to move or will die like with a stiff breeze or something. So I do have to stop some of that. But there's still a little bit of yellow here. Let me fix that real quick. There we go. That's a lot better now. So look at their genetics right here. They actually have a decent amount of health. And they can have up to 47 kids. And they live 450 years. That's about all they have for them. 0 diplomacy, 0 warfare, 0 stewardship, and 0 intelligence. All things considered, dude, I'm not gonna lie, these people aren't really alive. They're barely alive. Plus all their negative traits they have upon birth. I honestly and truly wish these guys luck with their adventure. But before we can edit them even more, we are just gonna simply sim to year 100. Anyway, just, I guess, enjoy the fireworks as we sim to year 100. And miraculously, these guys have made it to year 100. I don't know how. Look at this, they have houses. Wow, that's actually pretty impressive, considering the perpetual fireworks show that I saw going on down here. But I did notice that they're trying to get out of hell right here. That's not gonna happen. Anytime you guys get close to freedom, I'm just gonna make hell even bigger. I'm not gonna get rid of all of the biomes, because if I do that, then they're gonna be like, oh, it's all hell. But if I leave a little bit of like greenery in the scenery over here, they're gonna be like, oh, we have a chance, we can go get that. But as soon as they come over here, boom, hell, like that. But let's look at how our guys are doing. I mean, clearly they're still existing. Sir, what is your happiness level, Miss Partine? 95. What? How is it that high? You found a new house. Okay. You had a meal. I like how literally the only time she was unhappy was when she paid taxes. Every other thing she's done in her life made her happy except for paying taxes. Okay, well, she got 45 happiness from finding a house, right? Well, goodbye happiness. There you go. All the houses are now gone. Now, how does that make you feel? There you go. Lost your house. There we go. She's a little bit less happy. So now that we can clearly see that this subspecies is kind of in pain, but still alive, we can go into their language and culture, and let's change some things. So first, we have to pick their culture, and we're going to rename it to Hell, all caps. Here, we'll even make it red. There you go. And here's the culture editor. And right here, we are going to make it so that this is just a terrible place to live. We're going to make like the worst culture objectively possible. So first we have to start with the harmony. How do they like to build their houses? Do they like to do dense or really dense or solitude? Let's go really dense because, you know, nothing's worse than urbanization, am I right? Architecture, we're going to get rid of roads. Who needs them anyway? And now we're going to move on to town plan. Okay, so right here it says the buildings are placed in a perfect arrangement. Get rid of that. There needs to be a bunch of chaos. We'll go with the wobbly pattern instead. And instead of this nice weird grid shape, let's go with a silly shape. What's the silliest shape here? Ooh, I like this one. It's like a labyrinth. And now onto their kingdom, they have expansionists on. That's fine, because once again, like I said, it's all going to be hell. It's not going to matter. They can expand as far as they want. And let's see what we have here. Here it is. Tiny legends. Children begin contributing the work from an early age. They phrased it good, but let's be real. That is child labor achieved. My goal in life is complete. Let's go. Nice. And here's female conscription or male conscription. I don't want to be like a misogynist or a misandrist. So, can I do both? No. Okay, well the females have had it good for long enough. Sorry guys. I'm pretty sure females are like 4% of my audience, so I'm pretty sure no one's gonna get offended from that at all. So they're here now. Let's see, buildings, statues, statue lovers. The culture delights in creating statues. Yeah, no delight for you guys, nah. And secession. Let's go with the worst one possible. Okay, so the most diplomatic leader. Hell no, that makes too much sense. I think the best one we could do here is the youngest becomes the king. Because imagine just putting a 2-year-old in charge. Like when the kingdom's in the middle of like a war. They're fighting, everyone's dying. And they're like, sir, what do we do next? And he's just like, goo goo gaga. And we will also turn on the unbroken chain here. This just stops the kingdom from ever shattering because it must live on forever in pain. And knowledge, probably won't turn any of this on, but let's see what we got here. Yeah, I looked at all these, all of them suck. All of them actually have benefits, so none of them will ever be used. Warfare, nope, nothing good. Weapons, no, you can't craft anything. Happiness, no, you guys do not get happiness from nothing. And lastly, we have our few remaining settings here. So join or die. Nah. Ethnocentric. They see other cultures as inferior. I love a little bit of racism. Or I don't. God, don't take that out of context. They love a little bit of racism. That's terrible society. Perfect. And then a little bit of xenophobia. Never hurt anybody. No, yeah, actually it hurts a lot of people, actually. Yeah, jeez. Well, anyway, these two suck, so we're giving it to them. And for this last slot here, we're gonna allow them to talk to animals. Like, imagine these people are like about to kill a cow for food or something, like a pig, and the pig's just like, please, I have a family, and they can completely understand what they're saying. That is terrible. And then right here, we're gonna turn on true roots. This one kind of seems good, but it actually prevents these people from switching culture ever. But yeah, they're stuck in hell, literally. Now I'm going down to the onomastics here, which is like the name patterns, and I think we can make this even worse. Let me just work my magic real quick. There we go. Perfect. Now when they name new units, everyone's just gonna be named Greg. I'm just gonna do this with every single thing. Okay, so here's the unit names for like individual people. Here's the family names for all the families. Here's the clan names for all the clans. Here's the village names for all the new villages. And here's the kingdom names for all the new kingdoms. At least this one's different. It's the Gringdom, but the rest of them are just Greg. So they're gonna be like in school. Wait, hold up. These guys are definitely not gonna have any sort of education. Okay, well, they're gonna be like at some sort of roll call meeting, and they're gonna be like, is Greg here? Yeah, Greg will be there. All of them will be there. This is perfect. Okay. So we just screwed up their culture royally. But at least there's child labor now. That's good, right? We also got rid of all their houses. I forgot. Poor guys. But now onto their language, too. Let's see what we can fix, mess up, destroy here. So let's look at the language editor to see what we can do here. So we can look at the knowledge here. Let's see what... So this is essentially like how they write. Intelligence? No. Structured grammar? Hell no. So I think we're gonna go with scribble. But what's this one over here? Ooh, foolish glyphs. It actually decreases intelligence. Yeah, we're going with that one. Wait, we can go with both? Oh, that's perfect. So not only is all of the writing in scribbles, it's just pictures of like frowny faces or smiley faces or something. Like useless stuff. Oh wait, we gotta rename their language too. There we go. Perfect. Now we've really created the worst language. Spirit, what does this mean? Oh, this is like buffs and benefits. No, definitely not. What is harmony? Beautiful writing doubles happiness? Definitely not. Charms listeners? No. Increases cultural conversion? I'm actually going to turn that one on. Mainly because this will increase cultural conversion, which means more people will become part of the hell culture. So this is actually a good tactic here. And what do we have here on the chaos? Oh, I love chaos. This is perfect. Chili font. Reading may freeze the reader solid. They do live in hell. So that would actually probably help them, so no. Reading this language may erase existing language knowledge. So reading part of this language may make you forget part of this language. Yeah, definitely. These glyphs bring misfortune to the readers. I like how this one's already on. Reading may summon meteors from the sky. I like the troll face. Perfect. Reading or hearing these evil words can be lethal unless blessed. Yeah, definitely. Reading may induce uncontrollable fury. I like how this one's also in already. Reading can ignite both reader and text. Actually, this one kind of makes sense for the biome they're in. Reading attracts supernatural entities. I wonder what that even means. Sure. And reading risks permanent insanity. I'm pretty sure all these chaos features right here are pretty accurate in Italian. This reading extends lifespan. I guess, you know, these people like to live long. They don't live for long, but they can live long, but they don't. So we'll turn that on. And reading may duplicate the readers themselves. That would be kind of confusing too. Although they all are named Greg anyway, so it's not like it's gonna matter anyway. But still, I think we just somehow made Italian even worse. This is perfect. And I think that's about all we can do. These guys don't even have a religion. They may need to turn to God in a few years though. But I think we've sufficiently done it. But we're not done yet. Let's just look at interesting people here, okay? And this is like the first time I've ever seen this, but the smartest, fastest, and strongest, none of them are human. In a world where I've had humans as like the dominant race, I've never seen none of them be on the board. That's just, these guys just suck. Like, let's look at who the strongest human is. How much power could they possibly have? 13. The strongest human in the world has 13 attack power. If you watch like one of my previous videos, where like I took the best warrior from every village, like the average was like 90 to 100. And you have 13. The fastest is 11, which is not very fast. Wait, what? Guys, they don't even have a smartest stab. There is not a single smartest stab here. You see that? It goes from fullest to fastest. I didn't even know that was possible. I guess because they have no intelligence. No one's here. Not a single person in this kingdom has 1 intelligence. Oh my god. That's actually insane. I can't lie. Well, let's see how this child labor works out, and we're going to sim another 100 years. Also, I like how you can see like the bite marks taken out of the dirt, like after they ate it. They're slowly just gonna eat hell. Like they're just gonna eat all of hell until there's nothing left. Well, anyway, I guess I'll see you guys at year 200. And if they somehow survive to that point, I forgot to mention this, but we're gonna slowly like unleash some creatures onto them, but we're gonna try to kill them. We're gonna see how much they can withstand, and then the video will end. But I have a sneaking suspicion that these guys aren't gonna last much longer. I'll see you guys then, if they survive. There we are at year 200. Somehow these guys are still alive. But as you can see, the world is just full of like bite marks and stuff, and all the houses like we designed are just randomly placed about, no roads. There's like a primitive settlement, even their windmill. Their only chance at farming is literally ablaze right now as we speak. Also, I don't even know why they're farming, because they literally can't eat the food. They like, their diet consists of like soil, rocks, and like human flesh. It's a very healthy diet, I heard. Look at these guys trying to escape hell and try to get into the cold. Yeah, not gonna happen. Dude, this is actually a terrible place to live in. Oh yeah, I forgot they're all called Greg now. I wonder if there's any non-Greg still alive. That'd be pretty impressive if we could find one. Oh, if we go on interesting people, we can actually see the oldest who are still alive. Wait, is that Partine? Do you guys remember Partine from when we were checking on her earlier? From her happiness? God, why is she so happy? I can see why she's happy. Look at that, she got plus 10 mood buff for taking a life. But she did it twice. Oh my god. Partine, are you okay? This kingdom is sufficiently screwed. I mean, they're living in agony every day of their life. I can't lie. This is actually one of the worst people at places I've ever seen. I want to see child labor in action. Yes. You guys see this kid chopping down a tree? They're 5 years old. They're putting stuff in at 5 years old. This is beautiful. Get to work. Yes, grab that bucket. Go do stuff. This is a paradise, honestly. I might have accidentally created the best kingdom. But we're not just here to look over what they could have done or what they are right now. Let's see what they can do against... Let's just go with the zombie invasion. Because you guys don't seriously think I would end this world without this kingdom getting destroyed, right? The challenge on my end is essentially complete. I did my job. They could clearly survive, but they live in misery. But that doesn't mean I can just say like that. So let us spawn some zombies in. A lot. Probably like a couple hundred, my guess. We need the big magnet. And you know what? Let's just put them all in the center together. Their population's 121. I'm sure after this they'll be a-okay, right? Right, guys? Right? Oh, that doesn't look all right at all. At least we're getting a pretty nice fireworks show, am I right? Like, this is just as good as the 4th of July. Look at all those fireworks. Oh, the king is dead. Oh, man, I thought they had that one. Man, I really believed in them. And there's down to 2, and there's 1 guy left, and they're gone forever. Whoops. I guess we technically lost, but in my book, we won, definitely. We created the best, worst civilization of all time. And that was really, really fun. That was honestly some of the most fun I've had. And if you enjoyed it, and you want to have fun, and you want to see misery like this, then subscribe and like. And if you want to take it a step further, join my Discord, links in the description. And I will see you guys in the next one. Farewell.